Asteya. All right. So we went over ahimsa, which is nonviolence, and satya, which is truthfulness. Asteya is non-stealing. And the most obvious violation of stealing is physically taking things that aren't yours, but we also steal from others by stealing joy, stealing time, stealing space. My biggest thing would be like interrupting people. I'm really bad at that. I gotta, think about it when I'm speaking, to not get overexcited and cut in. So things like that, stealing time, stealing the moment, stealing from ourselves, and also stealing from Mother Earth. Our culture asks us to take ownership of everything. Ownership is embedded in our language. I, my, me. I have a meeting rather than I'm attending a meeting, or there's a meeting I have to attend. And then stealing from ourselves, which is the most common form of violation of non-stealing. We can suffocate ourselves with our own expectations and judgments. Sometimes we're so focused on the major milestones that we forget to celebrate the small things. And we can steal from ourselves the opportunity to grow, reflect, integrate, and expand, also heal. Asteya puts emphasis on turning inwards rather than on outwards experience. So it's really, a lot of it is really focusing on ourselves. What are we stealing from ourselves? Are we giving ourselves the time and the space that we need? And questions for exploration that I get from this book that, and I love this book. And after each Yama, Niyama, she has questions for you to contemplate. And for week one or day one, however you want to take it, she has these week by week. So for the first week, notice when and how you steal from others through time, attention, one-upmanship, power, confidence, and not being able to celebrate other successes. What is happening in you that prompts this stealing? Week 2, she says, notice where you are stealing from the earth and from the future. Where are you taking without returning? Asteya, ancient yoga texts, talk about giving back all that we take. So are you taking and not giving back? Live in reciprocity with the earth and awareness of the future. Week 3, she says, live as a visitor to this world rather than an owner. Notice how much is available to use and enjoy without ownership, such as parks, libraries, the sunset, things like that. And finally, think about your dreams and goals and make a list of things to do or to study or to try that would increase your knowledge or competency and bring you closer to your goal. So, not putting too much pressure on ourselves to complete things, celebrating the small steps it takes to get there. So how do we practice this on the mat? This is going to be a real simple practice, and again we're going to use a mudra, and tonight's mudra is the Pushpaputa mudra, or handful of flowers mudra, which is simply the palms up, pinky edges of the hands facing, and we have the hands slightly cupped, so we're receiving. So we're actually going to start this in child's pose. So coming onto the hands and knees, gently sitting yourself back into that comfortable child's pose, whatever feels best. You can open the knees out wider, but we're going to have the arms extended out in front. And I want you to turn the palms up and bring the pinky edges of the hands together, opening the hands into Pushpaputa mudra. Relax the forehead down and really notice what this does to the shoulders. When we have the palms up, pinky edges of the hands touching, it really rotates the arms, rotating the shoulders down. Notice how you feel here And like I said, the most common form of stealing that we see in yoga is from ourselves, not giving ourselves what we need, giving ourselves patience, putting too high of expectations on ourselves. Maybe take this week and think about where you might be doing that. Are you judging yourself, putting expectations on yourself? Try to be easy on yourself this week. And with that in mind, take one more breath. And then bringing the palms back to the mat, pull yourself back up to tabletop. Bring the knees back under the hips if you need, and we'll take a few breaths here in cat-cow. Once again, inhaling into cow, exhaling to cat, and really keeping those words in mind, giving yourself what you need, giving the time you need in each pose. Cycle through it. Take one more full breath, full cycle. Come back to that neutral spine when you're ready. And let's sit back on the heels once more in child's pose. Extend the arms long. You can bring it back to that mudra, or you can keep the palms to the mat. Maybe take a moment here to think about what you can do to give yourself a little extra space, a little extra time this week as you move through the week. Try not to steal from yourself, more importantly, but also from others. Be more conscious about what we take from the earth. And you're welcome to stay here as long as you need, or take one more deep breath and then gently press it back up to tabletop. And you can sit back onto the heels in hero's pose if that feels good, or return to a comfortable seat. Namaste, my friends.